We tend to admire the wealthy and the rich because of their ability to live the lives they want to live and go wherever they want to go, whenever they want to. These people also have the money to buy what they want to, but it seems like sometimes they don't really know what they want. From golden toilets to buying silly, overpriced stuff on eBay, rich people can amaze us with the absolute unnecessary garbage they sometimes buy. Want to know about the dumbest things rich people have bought? Stick around. These are the dumbest things rich people have spent their money on. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that we post. Scottie Pippen's private jet. Where and why would Scottie Pippen of the NBA need a private jet? Scottie Pippen bought a $3.4 million Gulfstream in 2002 that unknowingly needed $1 million in repairs to make it fly. At almost $4 million a pop, he'd have to take 1,400 round-trip flights to Paris just to break even. To make things even worse, Jordan's sidekick missed a scheduled inspection and bought the jet unaware that it required another $1 million in repairs. Unable to come up with the cash, Pippen had the jet grounded, turning it into the world's most expensive piece of debris. Yes, you read that right. The 7-time All-Star buys a $3.4 million plane that never left the ground. Maybe you can use it as a jet museum? Scott Pippen owned this. The owner of the Dodgers paid a Soviet wizard to send them winning vibes. What is generally not done is asking a doctor to fix the entire starting bench of your Major League Baseball team. When you're middle class and sick, you get a doctor. When you're poor and sick, you get a doctor who got his degree from a correspondence college. But when you're rich and sick, you get a doctor. Someone who will prescribe you unlimited medicine, no questions asked, while also thoroughly cleaning your chakras. When Jamie McCourt, one of the owners of the Dodgers, had an eye infection, she did what all rich people do and got a doctor. Vladimir Swant was an aging former Soviet scientist with magic powers. In the 1980s, Swant started believing that he could emit healing via energy, which positively influences people over great distances. In fact, that's how he healed McCourt's eye infection. From the other side of the United States, he sent her positive thoughts, and then, as if by magic, her eye stopped being infected. After witnessing such indisputable proof of the divine, McCourt and her ex-husband Frank decided that this V-Wizard was what their baseball team needed. So they hired Swant, paying him hundreds of thousands of dollars to simply watch Dodger games on the TV and think positive thoughts. But that makes his job seem silly and unimportant, which it definitely wasn't. After all, it was Swant who made the Dodgers win the National League West Championship, evident by the McCourt's congratulatory email with a special thank you to Vlad for all of his hard work. And when they then tanked the next season, it was Swant who diagnosed the disconnects between the coach and the manager and got them both fired. Jamie also had him treat outfielder Jason Worth's broken wrist, both in person and from his gym jams at home in Boston. It went so well that Worth had to go find a real doctor on his own and miss the entire season. Swant was kept on with the team until 2008 when he quit himself, probably because things were getting too weird even for him. After the news came out that McCourt had employed a legit crazy person, she was kicked off the Dodgers board and had to leave the country in disgrace, by which we mean she was appointed its new CEO and later was made ambassador to both France and Monaco by President Trump. Evander Holyfield's 54,000 square foot home, which he couldn't afford. Evander Holyfield may have taken too many hits to the head, so it was no wonder that he struggled doing simple math. Evander Holyfield bought a $20 million house that had 109 rooms, a bowling alley, an indoor and outdoor pool, and a theater. 12 of the 109 rooms were bedrooms and 21 were bathrooms. The house also had a 7-stall barn, a baseball field with lights and a scoreboard, separate boxing gym, guest house, and even a recording studio. The house cost at least $1 million in annual taxes, and the electricity bill alone was reportedly just under $20,000 per month. If you combine the cost of maintaining and heating 500,000 square meters, that's 54,000 square feet, with the cost of child support for his 11 kids, then you have discovered the shortest route towards bankruptcy, which he did, of course. It went into foreclosure after Holyfield, a 4-time heavyweight champion, somehow spent all of his estimated $230 million in earnings. The bank ultimately foreclosed on the Holyfield Palace and sold it at an auction for $7.5 million. Pure gold shirt. Yep, you heard right. Think you're hardcore rocking your plastic diamond-studded affliction shirt at the club? You got nothing on Data Fuge, a man from India who owned one of the world's most expensive shirts. Fuge's custom-made threads were commissioned in 2013 and cost upward of $2,500,000. But this isn't some lightweight, breathable cotton with a fleck of gold here or there. The gold shirt weighs a hefty 6 pounds, and according to the UK's Mirror, the shirt took a team of 15 goldsmiths 2 weeks to make, working 16 hours a day creating and weaving the gold threads. Of course, no outfit's complete without some accessories. Do you think Fuge is going to wear a plastic Casio calculator watch with this gold shirt? With the leftover materials, and by materials we mean solid gold, the shirt came with a pair of matching wrist cuffs and rings. Why did Fuge want a pure gold shirt? He told the Mirror, "I know I am not the best looking man in the world, but surely no woman could fail to be dazzled by this shirt. Yeah, we're gonna guess even with the gold shirt, a lot of women wouldn't swipe right. As Notorious B.I.G. put it, more money, more problem." And in Fuge's case, it was gold shirt, massive target. In 2016, Fuge was beaten to death by 12 men over a money dispute. It wasn't revealed if he was wearing the shirt at the time of his death. Virgin Mary French toast. We can't imagine what thoughts would go through our mind if we stumbled across food that looks like the Virgin Mary, but our first thought probably wouldn't be to sell it on eBay. But if we could decide to do that, it might prove incredibly lucrative. In 2004, Florida native Diane Dowser finally decided to auction off her unique grilled cheese, which still hadn't begun to mold since she made it 10 years before that. Dowser told the Chicago Tribune when she discovered the special sandwich back in 1994, "I went to take a bite out of it, and then I saw this lady looking back at me." She also claims the grilled cheese has brought luck to her family throughout the years, such as helping them to win $70,000 from the lottery. By the time the auction ended, the infamous grilled cheese had attracted over 1.7 million hits on the website. It was eventually purchased for $28,000 by GoldPalace.com, an online casino that claimed to have bought it to be part of pop culture. Investor Steve Cohen bought a rotten shark. Where do we even begin with this guy's frivolous spending? Alright, how about the shark? Steve Cohen is one of the most successful hedge fund managers in the world, with a current net worth of $12.8 billion. All that is more impressive when you find out he likes to throw money away like fast food napkins. That sucker up there is a work of art. It's a shark pickled in formaldehyde. The work is titled "The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living," created by real-life Alice in Wonderland character Damien Hirst. The world's most expensive brine fish was commissioned in the early 90s for today's equivalent of $95,000. But when our man Cohen wanted to buy the shark, he didn't kid around with the bid. He didn't offer twice its value or 10 times its value, but nearly 100 times its contemporary value, reeling in the shark for a reported $8 million, though some sources claim it was actually closer to $12 million. Now, that's maybe not too much money for a dead shark, but it's definitely too much money for a rotten dead shark. The artwork was near the end of its shelf life when Cohen bought it, but he was perfectly aware of that. In fact, he felt so bad for the previous owner, mogul Charles Saatchi, that he offered to get him a new, fresh shark for Hearst to turn into art. Cohen not only helped Mr. Hearst find a professional preserver so that the new shark wouldn't rot as quickly, but he also paid for everything, adding at least several $100,000 to his bill, all for a work that was already past its expiration date. With that, we're done for today. Anything you want to add, feel free to leave a comment. We hope to see you back again